You're listening to Blue Please here on WoW Radio with myself, Total Biscuit, and the one and only exclusive Method interview. Welcome to the show. If you've just tuned in, you've missed half the show. Fortunately for you, you can download any previous shows at wcradio.com. Click the Downloads button at the top of the screen. And if you're listening to this on a podcast, well, you didn't really miss anything, did you? And that's a good thing. I'm here with Sko and Ray. That's main tank and, I believe, healing lead of Method. On Sylvanas realm, if I remember correctly, yeah?
Yeah, that's correct, yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Right, well, anyone's been keeping up with the Raids and Dungeons forum, particularly on woweurope.com, will have seen there's been a little bit of drama surrounding the phrase, world first legit kill. Now, the question is, to start with, where did that phrase first come from?
Go ahead, Ray.
Well, I wrote in my post, Method down, Lady Vash, world second. And then I wrote in my post, it was a total legit kill with no bugged HP and a totally balanced raid, making it the first 100% to 0% unbugged kill. So, I'm just stating there that our kill was legit, nothing about Nihilim's kill, which is true depending on how you view the legitimacy of the Fear Ward, and making it the first 100% to 0% unbugged kill, which is also true because Nihilim's Vash bugged in HP. She lost a certain percentage of her HP. So it's not exactly a lie, but I wouldn't say it was the first legitimate kill, really. I mean, I do say it's world second. I mean, we're not claiming it's a world first. It is a world second. They did kill it first. And as it's been said by quite a number of people, if Nihilim had kept trying it, bashed their head against it, they probably would have killed it 100% to 0%, no bugged HP, eventually, if it hadn't have bugged or whatever. I don't know quite what happened in their try they killed it, but they obviously thought, right, okay, well, she's bugged her HP, we've got the kill, there's no reason to do her again, she's totally stupid, you know, we've got to put so much effort into it, we're not going to bother, so we'll just wait for the patch. And that's obviously what we did. We just decided to do that. We didn't get bugged HP at all, so that's basically where that post is coming from. So
that's fair enough. I believe there was a comment made on Vent, actually. You managed to put some of the Vent recording when you killed her into your movie, and if anyone hasn't seen that already, check out warcraftmovies.com, it's all over there. And I think someone said, world first legit kill. Do you think that's where some of that came from? Is that something you just said in the heat of the moment?
Yeah, actually quite exciting to kill this boss. I mean, you know, not many people have killed it. I mean, Nihilim killed it a month ago, and, you know, it was bugged HP, everyone knew that at the time, so, you know, to kill her totally outright with no sort of HP bugs, you know, it was just a heat of the moment thing, and, you know,
understandable. Yeah,
we didn't know the event was going to be in the movie, but it obviously was, and, you know, no offense to Nihilim.
Zuzo actually considered removing that Ventula from the movie before posting it on warcraftmovies.com, but decided against it in the end because he thought it added some atmosphere to the movie.
Yeah,
don't take anything too serious from that. I mean, it's just adds to the entertainment value, really. Or at least that's what's hoped to achieve.
It makes the last few percentage a bit more exciting. You know, you hear everyone going nuts on Vent. I mean, it's not meant to be taken, you know, this is any sort of guild statement when that's put in. It's just, you know,
of course,
this is the final moments of Ventula when Vash was killed type of thing. Just like you hear what everyone was like.
It's always nice to hear nerds cheering on Ventula when you're down at boss, so...
Of course, yeah. Absolutely.
Nerd excitement, yeah.
So, as regards to the allegations that people are making that you're trying to wash over Nihilim's kill and saying that it wasn't, you know, up to snuff, you know, that's all basically bollocks, yeah?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, understandable. So do you think the fanboys have definitely been the ones who've completely and totally taken this out of perspective and caused this little feud going on in R&D at the minute?
Quite possibly. I mean, yeah, the words were there for them to use, so it can be used in both sides. I mean, yeah, maybe we shouldn't have thrown these words about, like, legit and all that stuff, but yeah, I mean, any post like this is going to attract some attention, so, you know, they're going to go, you know, oh yeah, you know, Nihilim's HP bugged, so, you know, yours is a legit kill anyway, something like that, maybe, I don't know, you just never know. So yeah, they've taken this and they've really worked on it, but
everyone's entitled to their own opinion, I guess, but there's no doubt in anyone in Method's mind that Nihilum is definitely the best guild out there at the moment. I mean, we're not trying to challenge that position. There's no question about it.
I mean,
Excellent.
you know, you may disagree or agree, you know, just on how they get their world first and how they get such good progress. The fact is they do, and they've been doing it for such a long time. They really are, you know, a really good, organised guild. You can have your own opinions on how they get there, but they get there nonetheless, and you've got to respect them for that. You know, we're not trying to take away any of the prestige they got from their kill, because they did kill it. I mean, let's not forget, they did kill Lady Vash. I mean, she was dead, so yeah, it's definitely a world second, and it was a month behind, so you know, they're a very good guild. You know, we're not saying you know, at any point that we're better than them. Not at the moment yet.
Yeah, exactly. So, let's tell us a little bit about this Fear Ward bug. Some people seem to be a little confused. What is happening with that? What is the issue with the fight?
One of the large ad spawns in Phase 2, the Striders, they've got a Pulsing Fear, which fails to remove the Fear Ward from the tank upon doing the Fear. So that's pretty much the bug.
Fair enough.
Yes. So
In a way, I think people are overreacting with the whining about that, because can I just remind you that Phase 2 of the fight is not the hard part, it's the Phase 3 that's the challenging part of the encounter. I'm pretty confident that most guilds could pass Phase 2.
So, as regards to that particular spawn, they're obviously not supposed to be tanked because of the pulsing fear. Yeah, they're supposed to be, kited DPS down?
Well, we tried doing them with two different methods. The tanking, obviously, with the Fear Ward, and kiting them. Kiting them, to be honest, it works just as well. I mean, these Striders hit for about 7k on tanks, as well as doing a Mind Blast. So this is quite heavy healing on the tanks. Chance on death, I guess. And kiting them, it takes about 20 to 25 seconds to DPS one of these Striders down. And Curse of Exhaustion means that one DPS just has to kite it around, whoever's got aggro on it. And of course, this is normally a Shadow Priest or a Warlock, so I mean, Shadow Priest and Warlock are dot heavy classes, so yeah. People saying that we wouldn't be able to pass Phase 2 without tanking those Striders just don't know what they're talking about, really. I mean, DPS, as you can see in the video, is actually overkill in Phase 2. Phase 2 was a walk in the park at the World Buff attempts, and it would make very little difference whether we kited them or tanked them.
Yeah, you might lose.
In hindsight, because of the wind, it probably would have been better to kite them, I guess. But it makes little difference. It's just one DPS running around while the mob can't catch him with the Curse of Exhaustion on him. So it takes about 20, like I said, 20 to 25 seconds when you get down. Makes little difference to the DPS, really. Especially because it'll be a Lock or a Shadow Priest with the aggro, who are still taking damage from the dots. So
yeah, fair enough. And it's interesting to see that with a lot of the high-end encounters, we are having some serious bug issues. Do you feel that Blizzard aren't taking endgamers and endgame in general seriously enough and not realising just how much of an effect a world first or a buggy boss can have, not only on high-end raiders, but on the morale of the community in general, thinking, oh, well, this game isn't working as intended? Is this something that they definitely need to push on?
Yeah, I think they really need to improve the way they design endgame raiding, because at the moment some of the bugs they have in these instances are just pretty insane. I mean, you can't really expect people to go and put up with that for much longer. I mean, they really have to raise the bar to what they... I mean, Nax Remastered is a very, very well designed instance, and not many bugs. There was still a few issues, but you know, it was generally quite sound. So you know, if they just take a leaf out of that book and implement that into tier 6 instances, you know, raiding could be as enjoyable as it was back in Nax.
yeah, there's no question that the bugging's definitely taking away some enjoyment from the endgame raiding. I mean, the fact that we keep on raiding it, even though it's still bugged, is because we've done the same for the last 2 years. I mean, there's a little alternative. That's the main reason, I would say. I mean, whether the encounters are bugged or not, they'll know that endgame raiding guilds will still keep trying these encounters until the boss dies. That's how it is. Although for the casual gamers, yeah, it's a problem, a serious problem.
They do need to fix it for the wider community, but it's just...
Do you feel that yourselves and Helam and D&T and Curse and all the other high-end guilds are effectively being used as guinea pigs to beta test this content, so that when the, as you mentioned, the casuals, the raiders who aren't quite up to your standard do arrive at that area, the encounter will be 100% ready to go.
There's no question about it that quite a lot of bugs are being made aware due to high-end guilds attempting these encounters. But, yeah.
I don't know whether they intended that to happen. Like, I don't know whether they sat down and they thought, well, we're not going to test these encounters, and just when, the players go out and test them, as Sko said, the high-end guilds are going to keep trying a boss until it dies anyway. I don't know if they actually sat down and thought, they're going to keep trying until the boss dies anyway, so let's just get some free beta testers, basically. We don't need to put any effort into it. We just release the instance and we watch how it goes. But I don't think surely they must have not done that. I mean, let's have a little more faith in Blizzard than they did that.
Well, it's evident from the PTR that Mine High Jal wasn't exactly finished. There's no question about it that they'll probably left Bash pretty much untested and insanely difficult to try and slow raiders down. That's my opinion.
Yeah, so you would definitely put a little bit of credence on what people call a conspiracy theory that, Vash and Kael'thas are deliberately, cock blocks is probably the best way to put it, to stop
I would say,
into an unfinished instance, yeah?
I would say yes.
Either they're deliberately cock blocked, or, they didn't expect anyone to reach there, and then, well, there you go, people have, and quite a lot of people have, so quite a lot of guilds have now, seen Vash and seen Kael'thas, but
they were expecting raiding guilds to progress a bit faster. They were saying earlier on with the Max Iron and Gruul, but to be honest, I don't think they expected guilds to kill Lady Vash and Kael'thas for 2.1 because of the fact that Mine High Jal wasn't in its finished state, and they don't really want to continue this succession of buggy and inverted commas encounters.
Fair enough. So it was certainly possibly a degree of concern from Blizzard that, they don't want to release another unfinished piece of content. So to stop people from getting there, they made it insanely difficult. Had only 4 vials drop per kill. It's like no guild, no matter how good they are, is going to get into Hayal before we're good and ready to let them.
Well, yeah, because even in players' minds, it's not so bad wiping on the end boss in an instance. So I think they intentionally made the end bosses very difficult. It's the bosses before the end bosses, like Alar, which are very annoying. The fact that they're still bugged, like the mass spawning of ads during Phase 1. I mean, that's just disappointing.
Definitely. There's one other accusation. You seem to be getting a lot of this stuff, to be honest. There's one other accusation from the R&D forums, which I'd like you to respond to. What do you have to say to people that say that mass soul stoning affects the legitimacy of the world first kill? What's your opinion on mass soul stoning in general?
Mass soul stoning, I would want it to get removed from the game. It's a bit of a joke. It's a bit of a joke using world buffs as well, because, I mean, you spend 10 to 15 minutes going to the island, your Jamba Isle, storming, getting the head and Sandlar buff. That's not including even farming Blackman Lair and Zolgarub for these buffs to start with. Yeah. So during the raid time, you're also taking about 30 minutes to buff up the raid, and then adding soulstones to that as well. I mean, it's 30-40 minutes before you do one attempt on the boss, something goes wrong, or the boss bugs. Actually got to repeat everything again. Soulstones, they should fix that as soon as possible, probably by losing them on zoning or whatever. It should definitely be fixed. In terms of what we use soulstones for, I mean, Lady Vash was the first time we actually ever soulstoned using out of raid warlocks. I mean, people saying we used it all the time. Honestly, hand on heart, that's the first time we used soulstones from out of guild warlocks in raid instances.
And I don't understand why people are so surprised and are latching on to our kill to the fact we use mass stoning. Mass soul stoning is not a new thing. It's been used for a while. I mean, it's been used by a number of guilds. Even back in Naxxramas Mass, there was a few soul stoning encounters going on there where people got soul stones on everyone. I mean, I don't know why people are latching onto our kill. Maybe just because
I wouldn't say it affects the legitimacy of a kill, but it's definitely something that should be fixed as soon as possible, I would say.
Fair enough. Yeah.
It's annoying.
I mean, it's something anyone can do. So
the fact that guilds are leveling up level 18 warlocks and stuff just to soulstone the raid. It's a joke.
Fair enough. Okay, right, well, we're going to come after the break with some listener questions and queries. Some good, some not so good, some, quite frankly, very, very ugly indeed. You're listening to WoW Radio. This is the Method Interview, part of Blue Please, with myself, Total Biscuit, and special guests Sko and Ray in the studio. Right. One guy had a song request, so let's have the other. What do you want us to play?
Well, this is dedicated to someone. They will know who they are, so I'd like Bass Hunter Banana.
Right, okay. Bass Hunter coming up right now on WoW Radio. Enjoy.